But I do want to say thank you guys for coming back to the Crimson 60620 PS4 gaming channel on Facebook and my Twitch channel, Crimson 6062. Oh, now specifically, we're gonna actually do the next video, and this video is gonna be again on Bill Greathouse. Yay! And since he's a relatively slow talker, and yeah, this is his window when you're capturing, like you're really gonna actually capture a window and you're actually gonna commentate over it. You may want to actually, Bill, you want to do a little bit better when it comes to like recording the video. Of course, I fuck up all the time, but yeah, you've been doing it longer, and you're supposed to be greater and older. Hence the term "great house." I don't know, but let's go ahead and listen to let's listen to Bill. Bill, here we go, and let me just turn him up because he is a slow talker.
Okay, I'm not gonna. This is gonna be a very long video, but I want to point out something, and I want to encourage people to use their heads. That's right. I want to encourage you to use your brain and literally think about something. See, David Icke's talking about 9/11 here. Okay, so we're talking about 2002. Yeah, we're talking about 18 years ago. We also know that David Icke for a lot of years was called a nut job, what have you. He sure.
Yes, got it. Okay, so when we listen to Bill, Bill has this thing where he thinks everything are a conspiracy, and yeah, of course he does, because it has to be a conspiracy. I don't know why, but everything has to be a conspiracy. So let's listen to him talk about this and David Icke. I don't know who the fuck David Icke is, but oh well, let's continue.
It was. He was considered a nut job, and he was going around speaking out about the New World Order, blah blah blah. Right now, of course, a lot of us already know this guy's an employee of the establishment. Where else do you think he gets his information from? He's the guy that was chosen to come up and tell you, 70% truth. Yeah, to tell you lots of truth, but also.
So by automatic, because you don't believe everything that he believes, then of course David Icke is a he's part of the establishment. So he's would he can be considered part of the controlled opposition? I don't know. Is that what he be would he be considered as part of the controlled opposition? But let's hear him.
To tell you propaganda. Now, but I want to point something out for all you non-sayers who want to say, oh, no, 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 no. This guy's telling the truth. Look at all the stuff he said that over the years it's materialized. Yeah, we used to think he's a nut, but as we wake up, we realize he's a good man. He's telling the truth. Let's read buy his books because this guy's so intelligent, and we believe his official story about being in the bookstore and walking over to an area of books that he don't even read, and just all the knowledge came to him, man. It just all came right to him, just magically. But anyhow, let's listen to this part right here. I'm gonna point something out.
All right, so yeah, but he's bad for or good for because reasons. I don't know. Like he's part of the control oppositions, but he does have some good points. Like which one is it, Bill? Which one is it?
Believe me, it ain't gonna be very long. We're not gonna be playing the whole video, okay? We don't have to.
Robert Mueller, Russiagate and all that stuff. He was actually appointed head of the FBI 2 weeks before 9/11, right? Which I feel it in me water wasn't a coincidence. Anyway, he actually said, as head of the FBI, that there was not enough evidence for the 19 hijackers to be responsible to put it in a court of law, and that there wasn't enough evidence for bin Laden, right? And when I started investigating 9/11, which was basically from the day, one of the people I was in correspondence with for a book called Alice in Wonderland, the World Trade Center disaster, came out in 2002, was a guy with a strange name of Rex Toom. Rex Toom. And we corresponded a bit when I was asking questions because he was a spokesman for the FBI. And someone.
Okay, so let's point out something. Rex Toon was the spokesman for the FBI. David Icke, who's over in Israel, guys, on the other side of the world, even though he travels a lot, just would happen to be friends. Just happened to be friends.
Okay, so he was in another part of the world. People have contacts, Bill. People actually have, you know, something called friends. I know it's new to you, the concept of people actually be like being around you or get something from being around you other than just a massive migraine, a sense of wanting to smash their heads through the wall or take a high speed chase over, you know, a video game. Yeah, like I'm doing. Some people actually like other people and they're not necessarily part of the conspiracy. But, let's continue.
With a spokesman for the FBI. What's the chances of that? Honestly, if David Icke was considered a nut job, which I know he was, from all the shit they pushed me out, right? All the news reports pushed about David Icke, anything back in these days. David Icke was considered a.
Oh, okay, he was considered a nut job, dog. But, like, okay, like, shit happens. But let's continue.
Conspiracy theorist. Huh, the same thing I get called when I speak about NWO, even to this day. And he was suddenly just had all this money to travel all over the world and do all of these speaking tours and write all these books.
Yeah, because people pay money to actually hear a conspiracy that they feel is correct. Like, that's not a new thing. Like, people watch your channel, Bill, because they think that you're speaking about the conspiracy, even though you're just as much of a nut as this guy. But let's continue.
Okay? And he just happened to be in contact. I mean, on the day, to the day, you heard it out of his own mouth. To the day 9/11 happened, he was in contact with the spokesman for the FBI. Really?
It fucking happens, dog. Like, and even if, like, people lie, dog. Like, that's something that happens. People lie about the contacts they have. It's a thing. People lie about shit or completely make shit up because they want to have some sort of credibility. It's something that happens.
So what's the chances of, well, somebody like yourself who might have questioned things? Okay, somebody like yourself, guys, any of you. Doesn't matter who you are. What's the chances of me? What's the chances of any of you? Especially somebody who lives overseas that's considered a nut job by the public. What's the chances of them being able to reach out and talk to and know who the spokesman for the FBI is? That's the reason I brought this up. Because if we go back,
Right. And when I started investigating 9/11, which was basically from the day.
which basically was from the day of 9/11. So he started investigating 9/11 on the day of 9/11. But yet he's from Israel, or not Israel, but he's over there. If I get my head straight here, it's early in the morning. Okay, he's over there in freaking. Oh God, I hate mind slips. Australia. There you go. He's over there in Australia. He's on the other side of the globe.
Yeah, dude, you're not saying anything that sounds fucking weird. That even investigation to some people means ask questions. Like, for real, dog. The conspiracy is not that deep. But let's continue.
Okay, and he started investigating 9/11 on the day it happened.
One of the people I was in correspondence with for a book called Alice in Wonderland and the World Trade Center disaster came out in 2002 was a guy.
Okay, the book came out in 2002. So was the book already prepared before 9/11?
No, you can put out shitty books literally inside of a span of a few days. I mean, like, it's gonna be a shitty book, but let's continue.
Okay. I was just wondering because 9/11 happened in 2002. The book came out in 2002.
9/11 happened in 2001, you idiot. Like, for real. Like, 9/11 happened September 11th, 2001. Get your. Can you time correctly, dog? Let's continue.
The strange name of Rex Toom. Rex Toom. And we corresponded a bit when I was asking questions because he was a spokesman for the FBI.
Right. We corresponded a little bit when I was asking questions. We started investigating 9/11 on the day of 9/11, or from the very beginning. Okay, we'll give benefit of the doubt. He started investigating it the day after 9/11. Okay, we'll give you the benefit of the doubt. And he just happens to be, well, living in Australia across the waters there. And he just happens to know that this book for 9/11 was wrote. Maybe you don't, but he just happens to know the spokesman for the FBI.
But he didn't say he knew a spokesman. He says he knew a spokesman or somebody who actually releases press release. It's called sources, and reporting does shit like that. Like, shit like that happens. But, let's continue.
What's the chances of you just happening to know the spokesman for the FBI to be able to reach out and say, "Hey, my good buddy, come on, use your heads now. This is why I'm doing this here little short clip. I want to encourage you to use your head. What's the chances of this? What, one in a gazillion?
No, you can just have a spokesman or know somebody who's a spokesman for the FBI, and you can say, "Hey, this big bad shit happened. Do they have any information?" That's like a thing. It's not a conspiracy for that shit. It's just like something that can literally happen. It's not somebody who's looking to make you seem crazy because you see that shit. But let's continue.
Yeah, exactly. One in a gazillion.
And someone else, more recently, a few years ago now, asked Rex Toom on behalf of the FBI why, on their page about bin Laden, most wanted terrorist, was his list of crimes, or did his list of crimes not include 9/11? And
Because Al Qaeda was effectively a splinter cell. He can actually plan shit and give general information about things and plans and say, "Here, I would like to see this happen," without directly planning it, because the architecture of 9/11 was like the second in command. We have history for this shit. But let's continue.
Rex Toom, on behalf of the FBI, said because there's not enough hard evidence.
Okay, I don't need to say anymore. So I told you I wasn't going to play this whole thing. I wanted to get you to use your own heads. So what's the chances, guys, of any of us starting to investigate 9/11 right at
The chances are pretty good. Like, for real, dog. I I I I think you don't know how facts or investigations work. Let's continue.
pretty much as it happened, okay, from overseas, be already being labeled a nut job, okay, by a whole lot of people because you're a conspiracy theorist, okay,
He said
and
it
you
the
would just
way
have
I
the connection
did.
immediately to know the guy who's the spokesman for the FBI in a country you don't even live in. You would just happen to know them. Yeah, yeah, sure. So what's your chances of just happening to know the spokesman for the FBI?
Like, it can be good if you like. I think he's missing the whole point of saying that because I have a source, my source can actually give me information. I think he's missing that whole thing about having a source and the source giving him information. It's almost as if he doesn't understand how sources work. But let's continue.
Guy, when you're considered a conspiracy theorist, tinfoil wearing nut job, and you're from another country. And pretty much from the get go of 9/11, you could be right there, knowing who the spokesman for the FBI is, even though you live in Australia. Come on, what's the chances of that?
Pretty good. Again, let's let's let him finish.
That's the reason I was doing this video. Not that David Icke isn't telling the truth. Of course he is. He's an employee of the establishment. He's working for the establishment. Always has been. Always will be. Where do you think he gets his knowledge? Yeah. See, he's not really your friend.
Maybe he doesn't have real good knowledge. Maybe he, I don't know, pulls shit out of his ass. Maybe, just maybe. But let's continue.
He's the guy they chose to tell you the truth. Well, the truth they want you to know. Okay? He's made his coffers rich off the elite. That's what he's done. He's their guinea pig. He's their patsy. He didn't just accidentally come up with all this knowledge. But anyhow, I wanted to point that out. So what's the chances, come on, use your head, of him being who he is, living over there in Australia, over on the other side of the water, and on 9/11, we see it happen from overseas. Oh, better investigate it immediately. Oh, immediately, I better get a hold of the spokesman for the FBI and the United.
There's more than one spokesman for the FBI. There are area spokesmen for the FBI too, Bill. I don't. Of course, he wouldn't think that. It 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 must be bad to always think that things are always out to get you. Like I'm I'm black and like I have to live in a society that pretty much always questions, my legitimacy as a person and just I have to live in this society, but to, I you kind of grow up and that's like asking the fish how's the water. But to be 60 and just think that someone is always out to get you, always out to get you because they want you to always be alone. Let's
United States. So how many of you would know who that would be and how to get a hold of them? Like immediately like this. How many of you? See, I prompted you to use your brains. See if you understand what I'm saying. That's about it.
At Bluehost,